All right, hi everybody. You know what time it is? It's that Bleach time. Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, episode 19? Yes. What's up? Yes, episode 19. Okay, so, listen. All right. The fight with Komamura and Bambita, that was okay. It was okay. But to me, it didn't really impress me. It impressed me to a certain extent. To a certain extent. It did. Then we had the fight with James. By the way, kudos to the guy who commented on my video last time, who mentioned about Kubo confirming, blah, blah, blah. Thanks for the comment. I responded, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, but that's not what this is about. Oh, this episode. The White Haze. I must say, okay, every time As Nodt has been on screen in a fight, the animation quality has gone through the roof. Now, I don't know why this is. I don't know who's responsible, but round of applause to the person whoever they are, who's responsible for the animation in this episode. Now, the episode itself, really, all we had, excuse me, about that, was Ichigo. Oh, by the way, it's something else I forgot to mention. You know that scene 2 episodes ago, in the end, where Ichigo's going through that hallway? That wasn't in the manga. None of it was. They put that in there. Woo-hoo! Kubo had them put that scene in there, and I'm like, okay, that means really something important for later on. I forgot to just let you mention that before we get into more details. But yeah, like I said, he has those scenes, Ichigo, and he done his training like about 3 hours ago, and he's off to the races. He says goodbye to Ichibei and the rest of the Royal Guard. And he doesn't even go down the stairs. He's going, we're not doing Goku on Snake Away. We're not doing that shit. We're just dive bombing. And then we got the scene with him and talking on the phone with Urahara Kisuke. He says that he'll be there as soon as possible. And then we cut over to Rukia. Oh my god, the animation in this freaking episode. I mean, setting the Ichigo thing aside, the fight between Rukia and As Nodt, the animation shown in this episode is God freaking tier. God tier. It's God tier. Just like we had last time we saw As Nodt fight with Byakuya and stealing his Bankai and all that stuff. The same thing applied. But it was just the way they showed his eyes, the way he showed his ability. We ever get a cut scene with, As Nodt being visited by Bach, Yuha. So all the animation of his abilities and fighting against Rukia were top tier. Top freaking tier. Oh my god. The whole fear thing. If we really think about it, As Nodt really, if we really boil down to this, he's basically Scarecrow. Sorry. That's what he is. Because, the whole fear thing, that's Scarecrow. Batman. Even kind of looks like it with the whole stature, but animation was superb. The part that got me like, whoa! Because I remember this in the manga. He looked like Jesus. Well, quotation on that. More like a Jesus Marilyn Manson. It was unbelievable. Obviously, Rukia also, she gets caught by the fear, and it affects her. And I loved how they showed Rukia's powers and this her Zanbato abilities, Shirayuki, in this episode. It was freaking amazing. The whole temperature thing, her lower, how she was saying how it doesn't affect her because she's dead anyway, because her body is frozen. I was like, whoa, awesome. And that whole concept was shown. Obviously, As Nodt got the better of her when he released his doll, and she was on the ropes. She was really on the ropes. She probably would have lost. And then here comes Byakuya. And the funny thing about this scene, when he comes in to just like, he doesn't even rescue her, he just destroys the tap rings of what's there. And, As Nodt's so happy and shit. And kudos to As Nodt's voice actor. I found out that he's the same guy who does the voice of one of the that character from Demon Slayer. So I know I recognize his voice from somewhere, but he's such a creepy voice. Great job, man. But Byakuya basically tells him that this is not his Bankai. It's his Shikai. And he actually thanks As Nodt for making him actually, train and rediscover his Zanbakuto, Senbon Zakura. So what ends up happening basically is Byakuya doesn't really do anything. He interrupts these eyes trying to pour fear into Rukia. He interrupts that, and he destroys the eyes that are floating over the place. And then he leaves it to Rukia. And my God, the animation of when they showed off her Bankai, Rukia's Bankai. If there's such a word as beauty, I think we can honestly say this right now. Rukia has the most beautiful Bankai in the history of Bleach. I said it. I'm not taking it back. And she uses it, just annihilates him. He's frozen. He's done. And just the whole imagery of As Nodt in his final form when he gets so pissed. And he's like, he wants to make them suffer and everything. I was like, yo. And she just annihilates him. And then you got a scene with him saying, I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared. It's like coming to bite him back in his ass when he was trying to induce fear to everyone else. And I just loved the way she looked in that Bankai form. Oh my God, it was so beautiful. The purple and the white, and it's just sublime. Absolutely sublime, Studio Peria. I don't know what you're doing, but keep it up, man. Keep it up. But we had that, and then, Byakuya is there. He's telling her to just calm down because her Bankai is very dangerous. If she's not careful, it could kill her. Literally, because you're talking about extreme low temperatures when you're using this Bankai, which, when I think about it, comparing hers to Hitsugaya's, it's like, I don't want to say this, but night and day. In a way, I find it to be night and day. And it's not in the same attributes category. I don't know. Call me crazy, but it just seems like her Bankai is a lot more powerful than Hitsugaya's, as far as ice powers are concerned. But I could be wrong. I'm just saying the way they presented it seemed very powerful. But greatly animated. Then at the end of that whole thing, they go on their way, each Byakuya and Rukia, to save the Soul Society. We then get the scene of the start of what's going to be next week's episode. We get Isane healing somebody, I don't know who, and Yachiru! Now, this goes into another fight. There's this guy. He's kind of invisible. You can't see him. This is going to go into, I believe, for next week. Next week's going to be called The Edge. I believe Zaraki. I believe so. I'm not 100% sure. There might be some scenes they're going to add to that before the fight, but I believe it's going to go into Zaraki. But overall, 10 out of 10. Across the board, animation, story, characters, the music was on point again. Just so much gruesome imagery and violence, and I forgot to mention one more thing. I kind of gloss over this. We do have a scene with Urliu and Hashwald, and Hashwald basically tells Urliu about Yuha's powers and how he grabs in the souls of the Sternritters, of the Quincy's that are killed off, basically. We don't hear why he does this. There's a reason for it, that if he doesn't continue doing it, something happens. But he basically kills off Kang and BG9. I will say this one thing, last thing before I end the video. I like how they animated BG9's death here, because he's a robot. He's a robot. So when he gets killed, it doesn't look like blood, it looks like oil. I thought that was a nice touch. I like the anime doing that, because they make that reference, here and there. And I love that, I must say, with this final arc. It's become very violent. It's very violent, very gruesome, very gory, and I just love it. But overall, good episode. 10 out of 10. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Like I said, next week's The Edge. We should get something with Zaraki. And I should add, for tomorrow, I might do a discussion video regarding this Bleach final arc. More importantly, focused on Ichigo and this added scene and what it means later on. I can't really say much for the anime-only viewers, but based on what happens in the manga, it definitely carries some heavy weight to it. This has been Bankai 922. I'll see you guys later. Rukia's Bankai, coming from me. The most beautiful and awe-inspiring Bankai in Bleach. I'll see you guys later. Peace.